Hey there, this is Nick from Income Digs, and I want to talk to you today about how you can elevate your bookkeeping business to charge up to and probably over $197, almost $200 an hour. I'm going to show you 3 specific strategies that are used by my students who are doing this today to elevate your business to charge this much for your services. I truly believe, and I've seen it happen, so I want to make sure you have the tools available to you to do it as well. So we're going to go through those 3 strategies in this relatively short video. Before we get into it, I do want you to check out the free resource I have available at my website. We have a forecasting tool for you as a bookkeeper to see what you could make, what you should be making within this business. Check that out for free. But let's get into today's lesson. So what we're going to talk about is how we can add value to real estate investors and ultimately charge money for it. So 3 things we're going to talk about. 1, become an expert. This is so important right now. More than ever, I think that this is absolutely essential. We're going to talk about that. Understanding the business owner's point of view. Now, I'm a real estate investor myself, so this is really true to me. I get really frustrated when I hire people who don't understand my business, so I want to talk about that. And lastly, focus on adding value. If we add value, then we are almost priceless to our clients. All right, so let's get into it. Become an expert. So again, this is really, really important, and I think it's so important right now. I want you to understand that investors are a different breed, okay? So investors think about things a little bit differently. We form multiple entities. We change strategies often, and we're entrepreneurs who are just a little bit different, all right? Understand that, and understand that there's a little bit more work that goes into understanding this niche. QuickBooks out of the box is not sufficient. Without question, anybody who signs up for QuickBooks as an investor, they open it up, they start working, they're going to make mistakes because it's a great piece of software, absolutely, but we need some help. We need some guidance to set it up the right way, to establish the correct architecture. You as an expert bookkeeper can help them to do that, understanding that out of the box, it's not going to be good enough. Successful investors are looking for real experts, okay? This is just no joke at all. They are looking to spend money on people so that they can check a box to say, this is done for me, it's done correctly, I'm getting value from this service. I honestly don't care what it costs, right? Now, to a certain extent, okay? If they're getting value, we're going to talk about that in the 3rd item here. The sky's the limit, absolutely. And I'm telling you right now that investors have spent so much time hiring and firing people that just, maybe they're decent bookkeepers, but they don't have the depth of knowledge to thoroughly help them out here. Depth is absolutely better than breadth. Understand that when it comes to, how much we should learn, don't spread yourself thin, grow yourself deep, okay? Focus on this niche. I guarantee you it's going to pay back big time for you, all right? Become an expert. Don't be afraid of it. Dive in. I don't think real estate investors are going anywhere. This is going to be a really, really good niche to be in. Spend time, spend some money to educate yourself on that as well. Understand the business owner's point of view, right? So you need to spend a little bit of time researching and understanding what real estate investors do and how they think. And when it comes to providing your services, I want you to not focus on taxes, right? A lot of bookkeepers, a lot of financial advisors are focused mostly just on taxes. Yes, we have to check that box to prep for taxes, but I want you to instead focus on what they need to run their business. I found that anytime we're checking the second box, meaning what we need to run our business, the taxes take care of themselves. What reports do we need, right? So is it profit and loss? Is it profit and loss by property? Profit and loss by business? Okay, do we need to have a percentage of income? Do we need to be using cost of goods sold so that we can calculate a gross profit? I'm not thinking about whether or not my cost of goods sold maps over to TurboTax, right? That's something for me to figure out, for the CPA to figure out when the time comes. First and foremost, I need to deliver a P&L, whatever report it is, that is useful and beneficial to the business owner. Reduce the friction in getting this information, these reports, okay? Set up a cadence through which you can email these reports. QuickBooks can automatically email them. Establish that process. Make it very easy. If you have the kind of client who likes to log in and get some information themselves, great. Make them a nice, neat folder or group of reports so they can get everything they need. Give them a Loom video showing them how to access it. Be very diligent in making sure they know how to get the information. If they log in, they can't find it, they're going to be frustrated. Now, it might be something really intuitive for you, but for them it might not be. So hold their hand, make sure that they can get the information they need. Start every single meeting you have, every conversation with one thought. What is most important to the business and the business owner? Not, hey, we got to get ready for taxes. It's like, what do they need to see from their numbers, from the bookkeeping you're doing to help them run the business? Okay, that's the first thing you need to talk about. Of course, we can talk about reconciling, prepping for taxes, all that stuff as a secondary thought. But first and foremost, I want you to put yourself in their shoes. This is what they're looking for. You can see reports and stuff like that. They're really, really important. Think about what you can do to generate amazing reports for them so that they have the information they need for their business. Lastly, focus on adding value. Okay, this is where we get into the price almost doesn't matter, okay? So if we focus on adding value, I want you to reverse the mentality. You're not an expense to this business that's hiring you, you're an asset. Initially, when somebody hires a bookkeeper, they think, okay, that's an expense that I need to now cover, right? But what if you were an asset to their business that allowed them to potentially make more revenue or avoid unnecessary costs, right? That's how you need to shift their mentality. Open their eyes through the work that you do, that you're not an expense, you're an asset. Your work will help guide them toward greater success. Again, this isn't something where we just want to say, oh, I have to hire a bookkeeper because it's tedious work that I don't want to do. Turn the tables a little bit and say, yes, I'm going to transact and get all the transactions completed and reconcile the bank accounts, but also, hey, have you seen these figures that I was able to generate with this report? Would this help you understand potentially if we should do more flips and less rentals, or more wholesales and more flips? Whatever the case is, your reports, your information should help unlock those key decisions for this business owner. Once you become invaluable, you drastically increase the willingness to pay and ultimately the price that you can charge. We're shifting the game, all right? I don't want you to think about 25, 30, 40 bucks an hour because we're doing tedious tasks. I want you to think about yourself as a consultant, somebody who's coming in, doing the books, and helping this business owner understand how they can make key decisions to grow and scale in whichever direction they find important to them. It's all about becoming an expert and ultimately charging like it. Okay, I want you to shift your mentality, absolutely. And these are the three things that I found to be really consistent among my students that they are doing, which enables them to charge this much for their services. Short one for you today. I greatly appreciate your attention. Remember, we have that download available, the Income Digs Bookkeeper Forecasting Tool. Check that out. Download that for free on my website to really unlock what your income potential could be. Subscribe to the channel here so you get all the updates, and I will see you on the next video.